It often starts with a message that seems too good to be true because it is. Imagine Gavesh, a young man from a low-income country, scrolling through Facebook when an advertisement catches his eye. It promises a customer service job in Thailand with a salary of $1,500 a month, free housing, and meals provided. For someone struggling to find work, this looks like a golden ticket, a path to a better life for himself and his family. He applies, and a friendly recruiter quickly responds on WhatsApp, finalizing the details and arranging his travel. The process feels professional and exciting, a legitimate opportunity that masks the sinister reality waiting for him. The dream quickly unravels upon arrival. Instead of a corporate office, Gavesh is met by traffickers who immediately confiscate his passport and phone. He is not in the bustling city he was promised, but is instead bundled into a vehicle with other frightened recruits. They are driven for hours, eventually smuggled across the border from Thailand into a lawless region of Myanmar. At gunpoint, they are forced into a fortified complex surrounded by high walls and barbed wire. This isn't an office building, it's a prison. The job offer was a lie, a carefully constructed trap designed by criminal syndicates to capture a workforce for their global scam operations. This method of recruitment is shockingly common and effective, preying on the hopes of the vulnerable. Criminal organizations use widely accessible tech platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp, and Telegram to cast a wide net for potential workers. They craft compelling narratives of high-paying jobs in fields like marketing, IT, or customer support, targeting educated but unemployed individuals from across Asia and beyond. The initial communication is designed to build trust, making the victim feel secure in their decision. It is only when they are physically isolated and their documents are stolen that they understand they have not been hired, but trafficked into a system of modern slavery. Once inside, the new arrivals are told the truth. They now work for the syndicate. They are informed that they have a debt to repay for their travel and recruitment costs, a debt that will only grow if they fail to perform. The initial promise of a salary is replaced with the threat of violence. They are no longer job applicants but cogs in a multi-billion-dollar criminal enterprise. Their old lives are gone, erased the moment they stepped into the trafficker's car. Their new reality is one of confinement, fear, and forced participation in crimes that will harm innocent people all over the world. A cruel twist of fate for those who were only seeking honest work. Life inside a scam compound like the notorious KK Park in Myanmar is a tightly controlled nightmare. The complexes are run like military prisons, complete with armed guards patrolling the perimeter to prevent any chance of escape. Workers are subjected to a grueling schedule, often forced to work for more than 12 hours a day, 7 days a week with no breaks or days off. Their world shrinks to the size of a small shared dormitory room and the bustling scamming floor. A large open-plan office filled with rows of computers. Every moment is monitored, every action scrutinized, creating an atmosphere of constant, suffocating pressure where disobedience is not an option. A rigid hierarchy governs every aspect of daily life, often visually enforced with colored lanyards or tags. A new recruit might wear a blue tag, signifying their low status as a trainee or underperformer. Managers, who enforce the rules with brutal efficiency, wear red, while the unseen bosses at the top of the pyramid are designated with black. This system is designed to intimidate and divide the workforce, pitting them against one another. Failure to meet demanding quotas, such as successfully scamming a certain amount of money each month, results in severe punishment. These penalties range from public humiliation and beatings to electrocution and food deprivation. The psychological toll is immense, as workers are trapped in a cycle of fear and complicity. They are forced to become criminals, preying on others' vulnerabilities just as their own were preyed upon. Many are tortured not only for failing to meet targets but also for minor infractions, like using a personal phone or speaking to the wrong person. Escape is nearly impossible and incredibly dangerous. Those who are caught attempting to flee are made an example of, often beaten severely in front of their peers. Rumors of escapees being killed serve as a powerful deterrent, ensuring most remain compliant out of sheer terror for their lives. To leave, workers are often told they must pay an exorbitant ransom to cover their debt, a sum that is deliberately set too high for most to ever afford. Some are sold from one compound to another like property, their debt transferred to a new owner. Trapped with no passport, no money, and no way to contact the outside world, the workers exist in a state of suspended animation. They are physically present but emotionally and spiritually broken, forced to perpetuate a cycle of fraud while dreaming of a freedom that seems increasingly out of reach. Their lives become a grim testament to the syndicate's absolute control. The primary business of these compounds is a cruel and methodical form of fraud known as pig butchering, or shaju pan in Chinese. The name itself reveals the cold-hearted process. The victim is the pig, and the scammer's job is to fatten them up with affection and trust before the slaughter, which is the theft of their life savings. New workers are handed detailed scripts and trained to create convincing fake personas. They steal photos of attractive, successful-looking people from real social media accounts to build profiles on dating apps like Tinder and platforms like Instagram or Facebook. Their goal is to appear as a perfect, trustworthy partner, searching for a genuine connection. Once a target is identified, the worker begins the long process of fattening. This phase can last for weeks or even months, as they meticulously build a deep, emotional bond. They follow scripts that dictate conversation topics, from daily routines and hobbies to deep personal dreams and fears. To seem authentic, a scammer posing as an American might study a Starbucks menu to talk casually about their morning coffee. They shower their target with attention, sending good morning texts, professing their love, and promising a future together. This intense grooming is designed to lower the victim's defenses and make them completely invested in the fabricated relationship. When the trust is absolute, the scammer pivots to the final stage. They introduce the idea of a lucrative investment opportunity, usually in cryptocurrency. They might claim to have a relative who is an expert trader or possess inside knowledge of a platform that guarantees massive returns. To make it seem real, they guide the victim to a fraudulent investment website or app that they control. Initially, they encourage small investments, and the fake platform will show incredible profits, building the victim's confidence. This is a critical step, designed to convince the pig that the opportunity is legitimate and to encourage them to invest much larger sums of money. The final act is swift and devastating. After the victim has been persuaded to invest as much money as possible, often liquidating retirement accounts, taking out loans, or even mortgaging their homes, the scammer executes the slaughter. They drain the funds from the fake investment account and transfer them into a network of cryptocurrency wallets, where they become nearly untraceable. Then, the scammer disappears. The loving partner who promised a lifetime of happiness vanishes, along with the victim's money. The dating profile is deleted, the phone number is disconnected, leaving the victim heartbroken, financially ruined, and utterly alone. This vast criminal enterprise could not exist without the tools and platforms provided by the global technology industry. The entire scam lifecycle, from recruitment to execution to money laundering, is built upon a foundation of modern digital infrastructure. Social media giants like Meta, whose platforms Facebook and WhatsApp are the primary channels for luring both trafficked workers and scam victims, are at the forefront. Despite being aware of how their services are exploited, their enforcement has been criticized as slow and insufficient, often prioritizing growth and engagement over the safety of their users. Their algorithms can amplify fraudulent job ads just as easily as legitimate ones. The complicity extends beyond social media. Dating apps like Tinder host the fake profiles that initiate the scams, while encrypted messaging apps like Telegram are used to finalize recruitment and communicate with victims securely. Apple's iPhones are the preferred devices for scammers inside the compounds due to their perceived security. Even basic connectivity in remote, lawless areas is enabled by technology like Elon Musk's Starlink satellite internet, which allows compounds to operate seamlessly, even when local governments attempt to shut them down. These companies have become unintentional and sometimes willfully blind partners to the criminal syndicates. The financial side of the operation is heavily reliant on the booming and poorly regulated world of cryptocurrency. Stolen funds are almost always converted into cryptocurrencies like Tether and moved through exchanges such as Binance. These platforms facilitate the laundering of billions of dollars, making it incredibly difficult for law enforcement to track and recover the stolen money. While crypto exchanges have the technical ability to freeze wallets linked to illicit activity, experts argue they do so sparingly, as robust enforcement could undermine the appeal of their platforms, which often thrive on a reputation for anonymity and minimal oversight. Ultimately, the dark world of romance scams exposes a critical failure of responsibility. Tech companies possess the tools to fight back. They could improve the detection of fake profiles, geo-fence their services from known scam locations, and more aggressively freeze illicit funds. However, a lack of investment in trust and safety teams, coupled with a relentless focus on profit, has allowed these atrocities to flourish. As long as this continues, a stark warning remains for everyone online. Be cautious. That promising job offer or whirlwind romance could be a mask for a desperate trapped worker on the other side of the screen, forced to participate in a cruel and devastating deception.